Oh my gosh. So quickly, I'm outside a retail shop, a resale that here in Salem, Oregon, and they have this stuff out on the table. And if you can see down here, there's that, and there's these. So I think I've located stabilizer jacks just by chance. Anyway, I'll bring you back. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. They're $9. I think that's a steal. Howdy. Very well. How about yourself? I picked up some leveling jacks, so let's get this guy tugged out of here. And I need to put the back end of it right about here where I kind of have access to my tools in the shop. And then we will sally forth and see what needs to be done. What I'm about is replacing, well, this looks like the factory deal. This was a stabling jack that has been since scraped off, and then underneath here somebody's kind of booger welded on a plate that I'm hopefully you can see, that I may try reusing, or I may grind all that stuff off today. So let's get out one of these jacks in real time and see what I purchased. 450 kilogram, 1,000-pound capacity Atwood jacks, and they're pretty clever. So if you've never used these before, this little deal there is a release. So basically that slides out. There is a little bar to put some tension on them. Again, these are not jacks in the sense that they jack your vehicle up. However, if you stick the bar in there, you can kind of push them forward or extend them, if you can see. But when you know, obviously you don't have a ton of leverage, so you're not really jacking the car up or the vehicle up, RV, whatever. And that's as simple as that. Then they stow away. So they're a pretty good system, again, for stabilizing your RV. I believe that's probably what Casita had these on there from the beginning to do. So I am going to take a look at what they did with the factory ones. Careful consideration. I've kind of come to the conclusion that these guys, the brand new jacks, look like the exact same ones that came factory on this, just by some odd miracle of luck. And since the mount seems pretty solid, I reckon we got some grinding ahead of us. We're going to be grinding up right in here. And there's a weld right there and a weld here. And I don't know, you guys remember when Makita were red? This little piece of history. It hasn't been for about 30 years, 40 years. I think this is probably a 1980s version of a Makita, but bear with me. We're going to see if we can get in here. Fortunately, this deal here is really well welded in. God, I don't want to cut this out. But to replace it in the fashion that it needs to be, it probably needs to get done that way. Pretty cool to see the underneath of this trailer. You ever looked at the bottom of a Casita? Unlike other camp trailers, this is actually fiberglass all underneath here. It's really a cool way to build a trailer. Well, shoot, there's nothing to do but get after it, I guess. This is kind of what you just saw right there. There's a weld right up here. There's a weld opposite. You have a 2D perspective, but this piece right here is kind of crushed flat. So I'm going to take a wrench and kind of bend this back out so I have a little better access. But yeah, I got to cut the welds on here, and this is what I've been talking about. And then this piece, if we can see them side by side, looks like the intact piece that it's supposed to go in there. So for whatever reason, I managed to stumble upon maybe they're all one size, I don't know. But these guys are going to go in there. It's just whether, if I could Tom Sawyer Rick into coming over and doing this for me, I could film it and act like a hero. But no, I'm going to be filming and doing this little renovation. Let's see if you guys can see that whole thing there. I wonder if I can just take and grind through, like this is sheet metal here on this mount. I wonder if I can just zip it up kind of and reuse this mount. There's been a little change. My vintage grinder's out because it is showering me with sparks and burning me. However, I think what I can do is take this, the existing mount is welted in so cleanly, and it has, like, this is quite literally the same jack, but it has the same indentation there, same holes. And so what I'm doing now is I've got my vintage Sawzall and I'm just going to cut the sheet metal, which should be easier, and we're going to carve this guy. And so the ultimate objective is that I carve all the other stuff, but I leave the old top plate on there. This will key into that, match up the holes, drill them out, and this will bolt in there. And then should I crush it, you know, like I likely will, should I damage it in the future, it will be as simple as unbolting 2 bolts, pop it off, unlike this setup, which again, I think this is going to work. So again, I'm just cutting, basically, if you look at the new one here, it's this same mount, only it's all deformed and everything. So I effectively am cutting along the top of it on the old mount and retaining the top plate that is welded very well into the trailer. And once that is free, then I'll be free to just match this guy up with the existing holes, use that as a bracket, bolt this into place, because again, this doesn't have a dynamic load to it. It just rides here, and then it stabilizes the trailer. And so it's not, again, and it, should I weld this in replacement, let's face it, my welds are not the best quality, so I trust bolts more than welds in my case. If somebody competent came along, if Rick came along, yeah, we could MIG this together, no problem. And who knows, my welds may hold too. They've held the bumper on the Bronco for a year now. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. I will be taking this guy, and I've brought a new bimetal blade. These blades are super good, actually. These Lennox, whatever, they're made in the USA. I don't know what to tell you. They just work well. Just got to get her lined up right. Here we go. Let's see if we're going to be able to, you guys seeing that? Well, that popped. There we go. One mount down, one to go. So I'll take a little flappy disc and eat away at that a little bit, and we'll get that trimmed up. That weld off there. Maybe not. Again, whoever, this is a factory weld on this mount. They did a good job. Casita has at least one good welding dude working there, because he got this thing Jim dandied. I just hit this with a little spray paint. Got her pretty well ground down. That's getting a little tacky. So, I forgot what I did with my gloves. We're just going to do some drilling here. There's a little dirt up there. I just got it in the face. So we're talking about this. I got a couple holes drilled, I think, and I got a little bit of hardware out of my scrap bin. These guys should fit in that hole I drilled. They do. So let's get that. There's dirt leaking out. If I can get that to go over there. Maybe I shouldn't film this. It's me being a dork. I need more hands. There may have to be a clamp solution in this little operation. Camera in one hand and a wrench in the other is hard. This is next level stuff. Daggone it. Try to suck this up a little bit here. Hope if I had a wrench on the end of that. You guys probably can't see it, but up here is a couple bolts. This is one of them. You can see that one probably. Anyway, jack's on here, secured to the frame again. All I did was skin back these two things. Well, the existing mount that you see here was welded to the frame of the trailer. So all I've done is bolt in the replacement by cutting, and as you can see, carefully spray painting over the bare metal. But this is supposed to be how this works. Clears the frame, sits back here nice and tidy, well, until I hit a big bump or a rock or something, and that is that. Now I just got to do one more. Well, I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you tune in next week for more marginal content like these secondhand, or I guess they're brand new, but bought in a secondhand shop, stabilizing jacks. We'll have some more Casita content. I think I got some curtains, some wheel bearing packing stuff coming up, and hopefully again we'll see you soon, and stand by for more marginal content. I appreciate you watching, and have a great week. All right, here we go, second one. Ugh, I'm too weak. Can't do it one-handed. There you go. That didn't work out very well.